That the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to lose to the New England Patriots. Final score being 28-23. The Bucs fall to a 6-3 record. The Patriots move on to 8-2. And actually, they're 5-0 away, and they have now beaten every single team in the NFC South confirmed. So kudos to the Patriots, I suppose, for being able to do that. And look, let's dive into this loss, okay? Shout out to Sleeper, by the way. I'll talk about them in a little bit as well. But look, with this loss, this was a little bit on everything, in my opinion. Okay, Mayfield. Let's start off with the offense. Mayfield's stats on paper: 28 of 43, 273 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks, sacked twice. Okay, on paper it looks great, right? And on paper you see the Bucs have 21 carries for 113 yards, 5.4 yards per carry, and that's good, right? Ibuka finished with 6 catches for 115 yards and a touchdown, and again, on paper, that all looks good. Tez Johnson, 2 touchdowns, Kate Otten, 82 yards. The biggest issue with the Bucs offense today was their inability on third and fourth down. 5 of 13 on third down, 0 of 1 on fourth down. Time of possession, look, they had the ball for 32 minutes, 25 seconds today, compared to the Patriots 27-35. Okay. This was certainly a game where you were in it, right? You were in this football game, but it was just a too many opportunities going by the wayside, you know? Just too many opportunities here that were slipped through their fingers. They started off the game great on offense, scoring a touchdown on their opening drive. The defense forced a punt. That's awesome. But then three straight punts on offense after that, right? Where you have a 6-play, 27-yard drive, 3-play, -3-yard drive, 3-play, 8-yard drive, right? That wasn't good. You did get a field goal at the end of the first half, which was good, but then to start off the second half, punt. Then you get a touchdown, then a punt, then another punt, then a turnover on downs. And it was just rough, man. It was just way too inconsistent from this offense to settle into a rhythm and really get anything going today. I thought the offensive line did better in run blocking than in pass blocking today. I thought that Mayfield really had to scramble and run around. One big play that really bothers me is at the end with the turnover on downs. It was a 4th and 3, and Mayfield just got absolutely swamped. But the reason he got swamped was because Mike Jordan missed his block. Now, Ben Bredeson left this game with a hamstring injury very early on in the game. I think it was after like the second drive of the game. Would things have been different if Ben Bredeson was out there instead of Mike Jordan? I don't know. Maybe. I do not know. But that was a big issue with the offensive line. They tried a good chunk of screens in this game, and just they did not execute on any of them, really. I don't think they executed on a single screen today. So it's just poor blocking and poor execution in key moments, right, from this offense that I feel like really doomed them in this matchup, okay? I'm not going to name, it's not one specific player or one specific thing. It was just a little bit of everything on the offensive side of the ball that just, mainly with the offensive line, that just, Wirfs miss a block on one play. Couple plays later, then it's Dan Feeney's turn to miss a block. Couple plays later, then it's Mike Jordan's turn to miss a block. So, like, that was a big issue for the offensive side of things. And the inefficiency on third and fourth down. Big time issue there. Defensively, look, I know that the conversation is going to be like, hey, the defense played good, and you know what? For the most part, they did fine. I mean, Drake May was 16 of 31. He had a really bad pick in the end zone towards the end of the game that gave the Buccaneers a little bit of a chance here. But I did have some issues with this defense in this game, and I feel like this was just a total team loss overall, right? The offense had a chunk to do with it. The defense had a chunk to do with it as well. I just feel like the Bucs were outplayed on all sides of the ball, really. Maybe not special teams. Maybe it was even in special teams, but like I feel like they were outplayed on both offense and on defense. What do I mean by that? Well, the Bucs' inability to take away the big play doomed them tremendously on the defensive side of the ball. And again, it wasn't necessarily one guy. One moment it's Zon McCollum getting absolutely crushed. The next, Tyke Smith got beat. Benjamin Morrison got beat up in this game. He got absolutely attacked. The next, it's a 55-yard touchdown run from Travion Henderson. You know, so those are the moments where it's like the Bucs just couldn't stop the big explosive plays of this Patriots offense. Okay, I mean, look, Henderson had a 55-yard touchdown run today, had a 69-yard touchdown run today. Mac Hollins had a 54-yard touchdown catch today. Kyle Williams had a 72-yard touchdown catch today. Demario Douglas had a 26-yard catch. Stephon Diggs had a 19-yard catch. The Bucs just did not have the ability to take away the big explosive play today. And that was what really doomed them on the defensive side of the ball, in my opinion. Because look, 435 yards of total offense from the Patriots today. You're not going to win. You're not going to win many games when you're giving up that many yards on offense, right? You're not going to win that many games. So the Patriots averaged 7.4 yards per play on the offensive side of the ball. So, you know, it was a little bit of everything in this loss today. The offense didn't do enough. The defense didn't do enough. And it was overall just a disappointing full team loss. That is the way I envision it. You know, and kudos to the Patriots. They played well. They executed well when they needed to. The Bucs didn't. It's as simple as that. I will say, you know, a couple of guys that did impress me on the defensive side of the ball, Elijah Simmons. I think Elijah Roberts played well in this game today. I thought that was a very, very good thing to see. I can't wait to dive into the PFF grades of this one because I feel like we are going to get more insight into this loss. And I do want to dive deeper into that to kind of figure out, like, okay, what happened here? Maybe I'll do a film review at some point. We'll see. But yeah, man, this was just a team loss is what I chalk it up to. And the Bucs are 6-3 at the end of the day. 2-2 at home. They're still number one in the division. Okay, especially since the Panthers lost today. So it is what it is. It is what it is. So you got to move forward. They have really tough next two games after this against the Buffalo Bills and against the LA Rams as well. So those are going to be incredibly difficult games. And we'll see if the Bucs can rebound. One more thing, by the way, I want to say. This pass rush only got one sack today, and it was from a rookie in Elijah Roberts. And they had some quarterback hits. Tyke Smith had one. Yaya had one. Vita Vea had one. But overall, for going up against a quarterback that was the second most sacked quarterback in the league going into this game, the pass rush sure did not show up as much as they needed them to. And it is what it is. It is what it is. So this was a complete team loss, in my opinion. I feel like both the offense and the defense contributed to this loss pretty evenly, in my opinion. So, yeah, folks, that's it. Rough loss here for Tampa Bay. I know they have two really, really tough games here coming up. We're just going to have to wait and see if they improve going forward. One more thing, shout out to Sleeper, by the way, the proud sponsor of this channel. As you guys can see, making some picks is just as easy as hitting a couple of buttons. If you guys do use the code MrBucs, you will get a 100% match up to $100. That is whenever you use the code MrBucs. Also, you get $20 for free. Simple as that. So make sure you go download the Sleeper app today. Enjoy football the way it was meant to be. That is together. Huge shout out to Sleeper for being the proud sponsor of this channel.